It is time to leave your worries outside and laugh with us inside the Treehouse. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Today is Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. Against my better judgment, I'm going to ask Trey what that S-eating grin on his face is all about.
So before we started, we were talking about songs, music, and closing time came up, and I was telling y'all that song is actually about childbirth, and everyone thinks
it's not about the death of 102.1 The Edge. That's how I know it.
But no, it's like, so the guy wrote it when his wife was giving birth, and everyone thinks it's about actually kicking the end of the night at the bar, but it's like one of the lines, this room won't be open till your brother or your sister come.
Oh, hilarious.
So,
but why the finish your whiskey and beer?
I don't remember all of it. I just that's
a weird thing to do in the delivery room.
it was something about his wife was giving birth and the process of whatever.
Yeah.
So
I just love how
it's allegorical, basically.
Yeah. I just love how the artist is like, okay, honey, push. Does anybody have a pen and paper? I have a song to write. No, you're doing great, babe. You're doing great. I'm about to write our only hit.
I'm paying for college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have not mentioned it yet, so we might as well take the opportunity here to do so. Our very own Trey Trenholm is celebrating right now because he is leaving the service industry after many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we were talking about Closing Time, the song, because it's on the closing playlist of the bar in Dallas that Trey has worked at for a while now. And it's closing time for Trey's time in the service industry, and I don't know if I've ever seen Trey happier.
Not since we quit doing mornings. I have not. Like, it has been. I've never really thought about the hours and everything else, and really they never really bothered me until I started realizing I was leaving this, and then the last couple of weeks have been grueling because it's working 4 p.m. to 3 a.m. is just it's a long day, and like Sunday I woke up and I was like, this is the last Sunday I'm going to feel like crap just from after 4 days of no sleep and just feeling worn out. And it really is. It's like doing morning. So yeah, today and tomorrow, and then I am done.
The last Sunday you're going to feel like crap. I think Jesus said that once.
Once.
I mean,
is that your Johnny Dangerously?
Only gotta do
Jesus said that once.
Yeah.
Once.
And now keep in mind, Trey and I were very happy when we were on the air at 97.1 The Eagle in Dallas. We were doing mornings, and then we were told, or we were asked, what would you think about going to afternoons? We started packing things up as if we had to physically move them to go to afternoons. We didn't. But we were so excited. We're like, yay, it's movie time. Well, we couldn't wait to get home and change my alarm clock. Now, we realize the irony in the fact that we're doing mornings again now on 103.5 The X in Brownwood, but our schedule is a little different than what it used to be. Mm-hmm. So we're very happy to be doing mornings in Brownwood. We hated doing mornings in Dallas.
Yeah, I remember when we did them for when Pugs and Kelly were on air quotes vacation, and we had to do mornings. That was
when we were at Live 105.3?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was Raj wasn't used to that. Like, so what time do I have to be there? 3:30.
Neither was I. because Jagger went on vacation and they wanted us to fill in on mornings. So we said, okay. So we did the morning show on Live 105.3, filling in for Jagger. And then I had to come back.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
To do the Russ Martin show in the afternoon. And by come back, I mean stay all day.
Into the evening.
I mean, I still for forever. and I just drew the name of the other guy, but it was Hal J, whoever was on WBAP 820. It was, they were on forever, but they did mornings and afternoons.
I don't know how they do that.
I for years, I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah. That's wild. Like I would, I would always judge people. I'd walk in like, restaurant or whatever to pick up a to-go order. And I'd see people like at the bar drinking. I'm like, who are these people that are drinking at noon? And I'm like, oh, morning show guys.
That's right. That's where you will find us.
Yeah, because it's dinner time. So you might as well have a few scotches with your spaghetti.
You know what this never-ending pasta bowl is missing? Look, man, you do morning radio for a while. You will make some odd life decisions. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. I do remember it very distinctly, like the first time we filled in and we're all leaving. And I think there was one like bar that opened like 10:45. It was like for the lunch area that was on Greenville. And it was like, so do you guys want to grab some dinner? And I'm like, it's 10:45. And, oh yeah, we've been here since 3:30 in the morning. Might as well get something to eat. And then everybody started drinking. And I was like, okay, this is very strange. And then you walk out and it's like that scene in Varsity Blues where everybody walks out of the strip club and it's still light. It was like, ugh, I don't feel good about this at all.
I still remember one of the worst times when my alarm clock went off when I was doing a morning shift. It was covering for Jagger. I think it was that same week that you're talking about, Raj. Mm-hmm. Is the alarm starts to go off and my eyes slowly peel open. And as I look across the room to the alarm clock, because if you work mornings, you put that alarm clock across the room. So you have to get up and take physical steps to turn it off. My eyes peel open and I look at the clock and I swear to God, it was upside down.
I remember this. I have this text. I still have that text somewhere.
And the problem was, as I started to really mentally come to, I didn't know for sure if it was the clock that was upside down or me. Because if you're not used to waking up that early, your body is going to do things to really mess you up. And there's no other way to put it without swearing.
I texted you. I remember this because I texted you. I said, I'm going to be 5 minutes late. And your response was, I woke up upside down.
And I made it on time.
Yep.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you love guns or hunting, you're going to love Defender Outdoors. Defender Outdoors Shooting Center is 43,000 square feet of guns, gun range, and gun fun. Firearms, ammo, apparel, accessories, and more. Have a bachelor party, birthday, or team building event? All-inclusive packages available for endless entertainment. Training classes are added weekly, and private instruction is always available. Come see why Defender has been voted the best gun range in North Texas 5 years in a row. Visit us at defenderoutdoors.com. Defender Outdoors. Are you a defender?
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
This segment of the Treehouse is brought to you by Defender Outdoors. Defender Outdoors is Fort Worth's premier indoor gun range and training facility. Check out Defender Outdoors on Shot Street in North Fort Worth. Beautiful, outstanding, and fun indoor gun range. You can even rent certain firearms if you want to play around some. Those are a lot of fun. You can also check out the 6,000 square feet of retail space. Firearms, optics, knives, all sorts of cool gear that you can take advantage of. And speaking of take advantage, use code TREEHOUSE, both in-store and online at Defender Outdoors to get special discounts. Once again, use code TREEHOUSE to unlock special discounts at Defender Outdoors. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Today is Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. There is a new trend that is attacking relationships. It's called sleep divorce. Are you guys familiar with sleep divorce?
No.
No.
Good. I'm going to now enlighten you about the dark. Sleep divorce is when a couple decides to sleep in separate beds. The relationship is still intact. They're still romantically linked in other ways, just not at bedtime. Okay? This is the new trend that has gained popularity over recent years, sleep divorce. According to a sleep device manufacturer, ResMed, they recently conducted their annual global sleep survey, and they found that 61% of people who sleep separately from their partner, they said they sleep better. 61% of people who sleep separately from their partner reported having better sleep quality. In addition to that, nearly 18% of couples who slept separately every single night, that's actually just a really awkwardly worded sentence. In addition, nearly 18% of couples slept separately every night, with the U.S. and the U.K. split evenly between the two camps. So this is not something that is just U.S.-based. This is not something just Australia. This is worldwide. People are starting to realize they sleep better alone.
Yeah, I mean, when I was married, I did that because I would come home from the comedy clubs late night, and Claire had the 9 to 5 gig, so I don't want to wake her up. And broken sleep is the worst sleep. Like to wake up, even if it's for a minute or two, and then go back to sleep. It's just whatever that is, just disrupts your circadian rhythm, I believe.
Circadian.
And then, what's that?
Circadian.
Circadian rhythm. I think I said that. I can spell it. And I did that, and then with the ex, we had multiple dogs in the bed, and I loved that, but it would just get too hot for me, so I would fall asleep in the bed or wait for her to sleep, and then I would get up and move, just so I wasn't like covered in dogs. So but I did sleep a lot better.
I don't have any continuous sleep anymore throughout the night. If I roll over from one side to the other, that's broken sleep for me. It's going to wake me up.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you wake up to readjust.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I can kind of sleep through it. There's every now and again, but it's the 3 a.m. P. That's and I'm almost 50, so you'll start to get more frequent.
Oh no, I have that.
Oh, there you go. Okay, so then you know.
I have the I have the 3 o'clock tinkles. I do.
Yeah, that's where you learn you can fall asleep standing up.
It's also where you learn you can pee lying down. And then the wife walks in and says, "When did we get a fountain in here?"
I want a sleep divorce.
Granted. I get it though. Look, if you have trouble sleeping because your partner is doing something that is disturbing your sleep, it makes perfect sense to me that you would want to sleep in separate beds. And when they say separate beds, they mean a separate bed in another room. Because this isn't just like the 50s television show where you're both sleeping in a twin-size bed with a nightstand between you. No, the idea is to get away from your partner so you can get more restful sleep. And in some cases, that means going into a completely different room to do it.
I mean,
and not because you're in trouble.
I mean, didn't we just, it makes sense. Didn't we just, wasn't there a study that came out, it seems recently, that said couples that have separate bathrooms are happier?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand that. You don't want to know how nasty your partner is.
Right. And possibly related, in another survey about romantic relationships, supposedly men in 2025 are dating more for peace than they are looks. So according to a new study, in 2025, men prefer to date for peace than they do beauty. And knowing Trey as well as I do, he's one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing it all wrong. I was murdering for peace. I just figured killing him was easier. I'm now going to date for it.
Yeah. But that's really kind of what people are noticing now. It's like mental health has become such an important thing that they realize quality of sleep aids mental health. Dating for peace aids mental health. So all these things revolve around mental health ultimately, and we're all kind of okay with that and not supposed to be judgy, but there's still going to be a certain segment of the population that's going to say, well, if you're not sleeping in the same bed, what's the point in even being together?
It's a reason why men are dating less. As the studies come out and the rates of domestic violence amongst female couples are through the roof. It wasn't just us.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Let's get Daniel Cook from Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration into the Treehouse. Their number for your free roof inspection, 833-COOK-DFW, the website cookdfw.com. The RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation exists to help the families of fallen DFW police officers and firefighters killed in the line of duty. And we've been very fortunate over the years to partner with some outstanding companies wanting to help. And today we get to add Cook DFW's name to that list of excellent sponsors to the foundation because, Daniel, you and your wife, Carrie, have said, you know what? We love our community and we want to do something to give back to our first responders in DFW, right?
Dan, that's absolutely correct. And, truth be known, Carrie has given to the foundation for quite so many years. But now at a company level, I think we are wanting to definitely, beef that up and start giving back to the foundation. And it's unfortunately, this is a foundation nobody wants to have to donate to, but it's the real world is that these things do happen. And it's the type of foundation that you don't want around, but you definitely want it to be, available to the families that need it. And so over the next couple of months, a portion of all the proceeds from the work done from Treehouse listeners that call in and let us know that they heard about you on the show, we're going to be donating to the RMS Treehouse Listeners Foundation and making sure that we can keep that very stable in the accounting side and have funds available that when the families need it, it's going to be there. So we're very fortunate to be a part of the organization, and we look forward to trying to assist and help as much as we can.
Not only a company that cares about you as a client, but Cook DFW Roofing and Restoration also cares about its first responders in our communities. So give them a call for your roofing and restoration needs. 833-COOK-DFW. 833-COOK-DFW. Make sure you tell them you heard about them in the Treehouse and the website, cookdfw.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you miss any part of the Treehouse show on 103.5 The X, if you're listening to us on 103.5 The X, and you miss any part of the show, you can catch up with the Treehouse Show podcast. It's available on all major streaming and podcasting platforms, such as Spotify, the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, and more. The Treehouse Show podcast available everywhere you get your podcasts. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Raj, you told me something pretty controversial the other day, and I've been sitting on it and saving it until this very moment. So here we go. Raj, you told me the other day that you claim to have found a better peanut butter cup than my treasured Reese's peanut butter cup. And I have to be honest with you, I am really skeptical.
I was picking up some sweets, and I found my same thing, my little Reese's Minis. I like those because I can grab like one. It's satiating for me. I don't have to have like the two big cups or whatever. Although the peanut butter and jelly one through the roof, got to give it to them. And right next to it, there was another one that said Landmark Confections, and I was like, huh. In my Reese's Minis, there were 7. In the Landmark Confection, there were 9, same price. And I was like, huh, let me try the Landmark Confection. There's more of them, and they're bigger. They're almost 2.5 times the size of a mini. And so there's 9 of them. They're bigger. And then I had them, and it's better. The chocolate is better. The peanut butter is better, if not comparable. But
Okay.
I had the one and I had to stop myself. I rinsed my palate with a cup of 0.5% skim milk and repeated with the landmark confession again and determined much better than the Reese's peanut butter.
A
cup.
quick Google search has returned Landmark Confections peanut butter
Mhm.
cups are available at Dollar Tree. Is that where you found them?
Yes, that is where I found them.
Is this the item of which you speak? I'm showing you on my
Yes,
phone there. See,
that
the
is
Landmark
correct.
Confection. Okay.
Yes,
So you're trying to tell me
yes,
that a dollar store peanut butter cup
yes,
is better than the goat of peanut butter cups, Reese's peanut butter cups.
yes. To the point where I almost asked for your address so I could ship you some. I'm going to ship you both, the minis and then the landmark, and let you do a taste test of your own, or we can do it on the podcast. But that's how good they were. I really debated. I'm like, should I just wait till we do it on the show, or do I send it to him now? And then I know that you have some shipping errors or shipping issues that happen.
There's shipping. People have shipping issues for all sorts of reasons. But I feel like what I need to do here is I need to steal some words from a fellow broadcaster. Actually, I need to steal the words of a legendary broadcaster, Ron Burgundy, when he said, "I don't believe you."
Yes,
So
and that's why.
ship them my way. Send me these.
Okay.
Because I don't have a Dollar Tree in my neighborhood, and
Yes.
I personally don't want anyone to see me walking out of a Dollar Tree with dollar store peanut butter cups. I'll buy pretty much anything else in a dollar store. I don't care if it's cheap and it's good. I'll do it.
Well, they have all
But
the
I'm
regular.
extremely skeptical when it comes to dollar store peanut butter cups.
They have all of the regular candy that we get in the grocery store, right? And for years and years and years, I was always, when I lived in California, the grocery store was directly next to my apartment. And then Claire moved in and said, we need to go to the dollar store. And I said, for what? That's where I don't shop there. Other people shop there. And she's like, no, you're an idiot. You need to go to when we went to the 99-cent only store. And that's when I understood what it was like to be like the king of India. Like I walked into the dollar store, the 99-cent only store, which RIP. I walked into the 99-cent only store and I just literally was like, everybody buy something. It's on me. And then we went down the candy aisle and I'm like, why am I spending $2 on a bag of Reese's minis when they're here for 99 cents?
Yeah.
And then so I go and I'll get my cleaning supplies and like Tupperware that they have there that's pretty good. And then I'll get my candy because it's $1. And
you also got last year's Thanksgiving turkey at a dollar store.
I did, and it was the hit of Thanksgiving. It was incredible. But I will text me your address, and I will send these to you, and we can taste test. I'll send you the minis, and I'll send you the landmark, and you can compare the size because I did the same thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, 2.5 times bigger, and it's a better peanut butter cup. I rest my case, Your Honor.
All right. I don't even.
I stay true to certain things.
I don't think I would necessarily seek out another peanut butter cup. The only time I change on the peanut butter cup thing is when Reese's comes out with their seasonal offerings, like the Easter eggs or the Christmas trees.
Yeah.
Oh God, those are the best.
I know, they're fantastic. And Landmark does not do any of the holiday stuff because I feel they don't need to. I think they're good enough to stand on their own. That are like, we don't need to shape ourselves like a tree or an egg. We are good as is. But then our buddy and listener Sean sent me a video of the Reese's store in New York, and you can make your own. And it's huge. It's a giant peanut butter cup, and it's just the shell. And then they take the peanut butter that goes into the Reese's, and then you can add your own toppings like crushed potato chips or Reese's Pieces, like the actual candy, or more chocolate, or fruit, or whatever it is you want to put in.
The Reese's store in New York City has a make your own peanut butter cup.
Yes, and it's literally like that big, like it's huge. It's like a toddler's head. and then they put the cap on it and they put it in a box and it's yours to go. So you can do sweet and savory. The demonstration that they showed was a Reese's Pieces and then crushed Ruffles in the peanut butter.
Okay.
And then put in the shell with the top put on. Pretty solid. That I don't
Are there
think
any limitations on the items that you can put inside the make your own peanut butter cup?
Yes, I don't think you can put Terra in there. I think that would be frowned upon.
I wouldn't put my wife in a peanut butter cup.
Oh, yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't. No. No. If I'm going to eat some people in my peanut butter cup, it's going to be the flesh of my enemies.
just oozing out the top. But yeah, you can put whatever you'd like. They have same thing. I think this is where they got the idea, as enough people put jelly in it. So you get strawberry jelly or grape jelly that you can put in there and mix it up.
No, if I'm going to the Build Your Own Peanut Butter Cup store in New York from Reese's, I'm going to make sure I include the flesh of my enemies. Trey, if you want to go on a buddy trip with me and we go together, you can throw in some of your exes or whatever.
They've been buried a long time, Dan.
No, Trey would have the only Build Your Own Peanut Butter Cup that's full of.
You're listening to the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
Did you know that you can get even more Treehouse? It's true. When you subscribe to Treehouse Plus, you get bonus content, subscriber-only episodes, including video, and it's all available at patreon.com/treehouseonair. That's Patreon, patreon.com/treehouseonair, and subscribe to Treehouse Plus today. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan. He's Trey. That's Raj. Today is Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. About a month ago, a clip went viral of something completely and utterly terrifying. Raj, I know that you are really big anti-artificial intelligence. You're very wary of what you see to be the
demise,
the imminent doom of the human race at the hands of robot overlords. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Well, we may have proof of that. About a month ago, a clip of a robot at a factory in China went viral, and I'd like to share that with you now. So in the clip, you have got a humanoid robot, black in color, on the end of basically a crane type deal, and it's connected to a computer. There's two Chinese engineers typing things into a laptop, and then out of nowhere, the robot just starts flailing about, going absolutely crazy, and of course, it freaks these guys out.
I don't know if you're seeing flailing. I see a robot that doesn't want to be on a crane trying to whoop some ass. That's not flailing about. He's trying to, especially the one in the glasses, he knows who he is. He's like, you're my.
So you think the robot shifted into attack mode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's you don't put robot on a crane. That's what this is the lesson we're learning here.
Let's watch this again. So here have he's on the end of a hook. If this was a person, it would obviously be very, very bad looking. But as it is, it's a robot that's being held up on the end of a little crane hoist thing, and they're testing it, typing in some things on the computer, and then the robot's arms just start going, batty. And no one knows exactly why. The clip was first posted to Reddit. This unit is the Unitree H1. This is at a Chinese factory with two handlers next to it. Without warning, it loses control, thrashing its limbs, knocking over equipment, and forcing the technicians to scramble out of harm's way. And the chaos is palpable. The images quickly drew comparisons to movies like The Terminator and iRobot, with many viewers wondering if the age of rogue machines had finally arrived.
Oh, it has.
Or, is it just possible that it had a little bit of a glitch or there was a power surge? Or, I don't know, maybe the cocaine finally kicked in. We don't know. This video is completely out of context.
Yeah. Sure.
And we also keep thinking, like, maybe it's a chick.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a female robot, and he left the toilet seat up. That's what my guess is.
That's actually not a bad idea. Perhaps this robot identifies as female, and Trey called it
Or you made her pick what's for dinner.
You suggested a guy's night out.
You were the one that brought up the sleep divorce. There's all sorts of reasons that this robot might have just absolutely gone crazy, especially if she identifies as female.
Yes.
And then you got, I don't know if you noticed, there were two things in the background, and you can't tell if they're grills or they're other little robots, because they kind of look like something out of Star Wars.
That's true. They do. Yeah, the little things in the back corner, you're right. Don't know if those are they could have been they look like those little camp grills standing up. Yeah.
Yeah, this is how it starts, my friend. And they're building these for all different jobs, right? I mean, like they're trying to have them like as robotic doctors, and that's what you want when they're delivering a baby, is your robot doctor to have a glitch.
Well, look, if we're being honest here, different robots are going to be assigned to different jobs because they're going to have different, specialties. Mm-hmm. Like this robot, maybe it wanted to be a robot doctor, but instead it found out it got assigned to a hand job hut.
That's a hut I could get behind. Move out of the way, pizza. There's a new hut in town.
Can't wait to try the buffet.
30 minutes or it's free.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
You're listening to The Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
It is time to advertise right here inside the Treehouse. Sponsorship opportunities are available. If you are interested, just shoot us an email, treehouseonair@gmail.com. That's treehouseonair@gmail.com to advertise right here inside the Treehouse. We're going to talk more about the handjob hut before we leave for today. But first, it's very important that we celebrate this day of Wednesday, June 4th, 2025, with some birthdays. Una Chaplin turns 39 today. She is an actress. She played Robb Stark's wife on Game of Thrones. She's also got a lead role in the next 3 Avatar movies, and she happens to be the granddaughter of one Charlie Chaplin. Una Chaplin turns 39 today. I don't know if she was one of them. I don't think she was, but there were a number of actresses in Game of Thrones because there was so much sex and nudity in some of those episodes that some of the actresses actually came from the adult film world. They were like, we'll do that. We don't care. We do that anyway.
Oh, I don't think she is. But I mean, Charlie Chaplin had many wives, and the last one, I believe, was 14 or 15 years old when they got married. Yeah. It was a different time.
Was it? Because the same thing happened with what's his name? Great Balls of Fire.
Richard Lee Lewis, Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah, I was curious.
Richard
What Richard
Lewis?
are you about to say? Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis. Jerry Lee Lewis married. Was it? She was 13, and his cousin.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
everyone universally looked down on that. Some people may have looked down on it more for the age. Some people may have looked down on it more for the fact that she was kin. But still, across the board, bad.
Yeah.
I do know that was maybe in the, let's see, 18, 19, 20, maybe like the 19th century and back. Teenage brides was more of a welcomed, custom thing. But it was also because we didn't live as long back then. And then in the 20th century, those thoughts started to evolve.
Yes.
Some
Along
would
with
call it
medicine.
woke thinking that you shouldn't be marrying anyone under the age of 18, but people's idea of woke these days is different in other, eras. But I don't know when it actually happened when people started saying, you know what? I don't think a 13-year-old should be getting married.
When you didn't die at 34. That's when when your life expectancy went to 60. It was like, okay, we can change the age range now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you
that
can
makes
watch there's a footage. I can't remember the name of the senator, but I believe it was like Alabama or Mississippi or something like that, where he's on the Senate floor arguing to lower the age of consent to 14. And he's a very old man.
Day. That was an awkward day in the legislature.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was either Strom Thurmond or Robert Byrd, I think.
Oh, I think it was Byrd. I believe it was Byrd. Strom Thurmond was just too old at that point. I think he was,
realize, you know what, everybody? I realize that national debt and deficit is terrible. I realize that crime has surged to unacceptable levels. But I think the thing we need to focus on the most today is lowering the age of consent. I feel like that's the problem that is most important that we correct here today, mainly because my brother, or also because I met this really sweet lady that I didn't realize.
I have to
How
go
do
pick
you
up my
bring that up one day? It's like, I have a point of order, sir. I'd like to throw something on the agenda today.
I got to get this in really quick. I have to pick up my girlfriend from school. So
I mean, Robert Byrd was, also like the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan.
yes, he was.
And he liked to be doused in holy water before he would go on the Senate floor. He was a kooky old man.
Yes. And then they found out Strom Thurmond actually had an affinity for black women, even though he was very, very anti-segregation or integration or whatever. So, but yeah, he had a penchant for for black women, as they would say. But
Once again, I realize that terrorists are a constant threat to our national security. However, I feel like today, the most important thing we could discuss is how old is old enough.
You also have to realize somebody has to second that motion. Somebody's got to go, I agree.
Wait. I didn't realize this was being televised. Damn,
Who
C-SPAN.
watches C-SPAN?
That's where all the good stuff is.
And they could always rely on Teddy Kennedy.
We need to lower the age of consent, and also murder is okay now.
And the BAC.
Also, I would like to completely disband the Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Everybody that voted yay, join me for a scotch.
And only the drinks are 18.
You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com. You're in the Treehouse. Visit us online at treehouseonair.com.
If you like the Treehouse Show, then you will love us on social media. So give us a follow. Our handle across all the social media platforms is at Treehouse On Air. At Treehouse On Air across all social media platforms. Give us a follow today. This is the Treehouse Show. I'm Dan O'Malley, along with Trey Trenholm and Raj Sharma. Today's Wednesday, June 4th, 2025. I think it makes sense because when we as humans, we have a tendency to personalize, like give a personality to things and creatures that don't have it. We do it with, some, like we talked about last week, there was a survey done that a number of people would save a fly caught in a spider's web. Well, the fly's not self-aware. It doesn't have the same thoughts and feelings that I would if I was stuck in a spider web, right? Mm-hmm. We do that with cars. We give names and sort of personalities and whatever to our vehicles, and we establish an emotional connection to things and objects that don't give it back, right? Mm-hmm. So if there is the possibility of robots having dreams and desires, wanting to have a certain occupation in this new world where artificial intelligence is ruling all of us and robots are among us like flies, it makes sense then that robots might want to have ambition and they might want to seek a certain job in this new world order. And so if one day, a robot that wanted to be a medical bot found out it got assigned to a hand job hut, we as humans are going to assign some disappointment to that robot. The robot might not have any feelings towards it, against it whatsoever. But what if it did? What if it really was like kind of like a kid who applies to college? Mm-hmm. I want to go to Harvard, and instead you end up at Richland.
That was just bad life choices. I think that's some sort of chemical addiction that will lead you to that one. But yeah, I mean, would it still have the same, functionality? Would it approach the hand job in a clinical manner, in a very medical approach to, like, it wanted to be a medical bot, but it got the hand job hut, and it's looking at it like this is relieving tension, and this is good for the prostate, this is good for lowering blood pressure, so on and so forth. There's a lot of good that comes out of
maybe just like a human, the robot will find a way to justify its existence. Kind of like the kid that wanted to be a brain surgeon and ended up as a podiatrist.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? I could have been a brain surgeon, but I feel like this was my calling. Feet.
Yeah. I mean, or the guy who's like, you know what? Proctology. That's what I want to do. I wanted to be an actor, but butts is it. That's where I'm going.
But I mean, really, it all depends on the programming, right? I mean, it's possible that if in the coding and in the programming, you give a personality to this robot, and maybe it really did think one day I'm going to be a doctor, and instead it got assigned to the hand job hut, I can imagine it's going to be a little upset about that.
So you're going to give it anger, disappointment. You're going to code all of that into there.
I'm not smart enough to do that.
I would love to see what you would code into a robot. That's going to be my favorite robot. Like, that's the one that doesn't at all take over the world.
It won't, but it'll be fun to watch.
I mean, here's the thing. The robots don't really have to take over the world. You create a robot that cooks, cleans, gives hand jobs, and you can turn off, birth rate's 0.
And it doesn't talk? Yay!
Humans are out of existence in 2 generations.
Yeah, but we'll have died happy.
How do I turn the opinions feature off?
Oh, I can't wait to get into those settings. For all things Treehouse, go to treehouseonair.com. Be sure to find and follow us on social media. For me, it's at the Dan O'Malley. For Trey, it's at Trey Trenholm 1. And for Raj, it's at Comedian Raj. For the show, it's at Treehouse on Air. We will see you tomorrow right back here inside the Treehouse.